Should you quit your job and become a full-time game dev? In this video, I'm going to be sharing my personal experience and what that process looked like. One of the most popular questions I get asked from fellow game devs is, when is the right time to go all in, to quit your job and just pursue your passion and hopefully turn that into a full-time business? And here's the thing. Unfortunately, we have been sold this pipe dream, which states that in order to become successful, you need to quit your job.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.
You need to go all in. There's no plan B. Just go all in, and if you don't do that, you're not serious about obtaining your goals, and the universe isn't going to reward you for your efforts. So that's the way you got to do it. Maybe social media is to blame. We see all these rags to riches people on social media saying that that's what they did, when in fact nothing is further from the truth. You see, in order for us to get the best possible chance at replicating success, we have to follow the rule, not the exception. All these app developers who suddenly released the app, it went to the top charts and they become a millionaire overnight, that is the exception. That is like 1 out of a million. And it's not a very good goal to try and replicate something that's kind of an anomaly, that's very hard to replicate. So I always follow the rule and not the exception. And the rule is, whether you want to hear it or not, is that it takes time. I heard an interesting fact that the average millionaire, the average self-made millionaire takes around 10 years. So I'd like to think that I'm pretty much average. We're all pretty much average. There's nothing special about me. So think about that, guys. It takes a long time. And I'm going to tell you the story of how I was able to finally quit my job and pursue game dev as a full-time business. So for those of you OG subscribers, you know that I am originally from Cape Town, South Africa. In 2012, I moved to Warsaw, Poland, and I got a job teaching English. So for the next couple of years after that, that was basically all I did. While it was not a bad job, I did enjoy it somewhat. The money was really bad, so I was living on around $500 a month, and my mornings would consist of waking up, spending an hour and a half on the bus on the way to the school, and then from there another 2 hours to do some extra classes, obviously because the money wasn't great. So that was my day, and it became so monotonous, and I just remember every day thinking on the bus,
fuck my life,
I need something to change. I want to wake up on my own terms. I want to work for myself. I want to make good money, not just to survive but to thrive. And for the next couple of years, that was basically my goal. And yeah, like, I tried many things, but in 2015 I got into game development, and yeah, it was a slow process. So like I said, things take time. It's not an overnight success. I remember my goal was to make an additional $5 a day, because at that time that would really help me, and it did. So I remember hitting $5 a day, getting $10 a day, and then I remember my first $1,000 a month, and to me it was like I won the fucking lottery. I mean, I felt like I cracked the code. I mean, to have something on the side that I could just work on my computer, just making games, and for it to produce at that time was more than I was earning from my teaching job. So I was over the moon, and I thought I couldn't be any happier. Of course, that becomes your new benchmark, and then you want to set new and more higher goals. And it wasn't until 2018 when my revenue was actually 10x what I was getting from teaching, that I made the decision to actually quit my job. And that feeling, I can tell you, was really surreal for me. I remember going to my boss saying, this is my last month here. and they were all surprised and they tried to get me to stay, but I knew that it was time. And yeah, so it was only until I started making 10 times the revenue from my job that I quit. So that really contradicts the story of quitting your job immediately and going all in to pursue your dream. You see, here's the thing. You want to have money on hand to fund your business. I believe in bootstrapping a business because a lot of times we hear this Silicon Valley dream that people are gonna give you millions of dollars for your idea, and that is not the case, especially not in these times. So yeah, if you do want to have some success, you got to kind of fund it yourself, and that's what I did. And you need a side income, or you need an income to actually fund your side business in the beginning, and hopefully that grows into a full-time business. So that's what I did. All the money I was making, I would just funnel it into game development. There was actually a few times when I had to decide whether to pay my developer or pay my rent on time. And every time I'd choose my developer, because I knew that my landlord, he would understand if the rent was a month late. However, if I didn't pay my developer, the work wouldn't get done, and I'd be stuck in this perpetual state of this negative feedback loop where I stay broke, unhappy, and poor because of the decisions I made. So I decided to break out of that and at any cost make sure that my goals take priority over everything else. And yeah, it was a very slow process. So believe me, I feel your pain. Maybe you are in the same position I was. You are on that bus every morning on your way to work, just kind of hating life and dreaming about greener pastures. Just remember that it does take time. Like I said, there's nothing special about me. I just was persistent, and I set myself small goals in between. I always knew what I wanted. I always knew I wanted to work for myself, and game development is such a blessing in my life right now. So yeah, like I said, I get to wake up every morning, decide what I'm going to do, and yeah, I really feel blessed at the moment that I have turned it into a full-time business. So don't be disheartened if you look at the timelines and think that is too long. I'm never gonna make it, but I want to tell you like some good advice that I got from someone very wise, and they said to me that time goes on regardless whether you are in the race or whether you are a spectator just watching. So make sure that you are at least in the race, and you never know where it's going to take you, because time does not stand still while you make up your mind of what you want to do. So take action. If not yesterday, take action today, and you will be surprised where you are in a few years with just being consistent. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I will see you on the next one. Stay safe and peace out.